Hey guys, I'm Lou, and I'm here with Bri behind the camera. Today, we're going to provide for you a lot of valuable information on how you can safely buy, sell, and trade on Facebook without losing to the scammers. This video is going to be formatted in a way such that whether you're able to actually sit in and watch us, or you're listening in, you're going to derive the maximum amount of value from it. We have a lot of experience doing this, from the playground, playing without sleeves, to YouTube binder videos, if you are even old enough to remember that. We've been through it all. And we've dealt with cards like some of my favorite Dittos that are about $3 to $3,000 cards like this Celebi. And it's not just limited to Pokemon. We do a lot of Magic too. If you know, you know that I'm holding about $1,000 in near mint dual lands. Or, hey, we even like the Yu-Gi-Oh people. We've got really cool like alties, stuff like that, or band cards, whatever it might be. We've been doing this for quite a while. Today, we're going to go over a few important things. These things are all relevant whether you are an expert or beginner. If you aren't familiar with Postal Intercept Form 1509, then maybe you've got something to learn from this video, just saying. So here's a breakdown. We're going to start with payment forms. This is how you should take payment for anything, really. Then we're going to go over to references, timestamps, and suspicious activity or profiles. We're going to close it all up with something that's actually really important and a lot of people don't understand you're able to control, and that is what to do if you feel like you have been scammed or are currently being scammed. Just because someone stops replying to you after you sent doesn't mean it's over. You haven't lost your cards yet, and you'll learn in this video how you can hold on to them. All right, guys, if you don't take anything else from this video, first and most important thing, payment methods, PayPal goods and services, every time. But they have references. I don't care. No, references are not gonna hold up in a PayPal case. PayPal goods and services are gonna hold up in a PayPal case. Also, even if you are selling something and you take payment via friends and family, they can still call PayPal and say, hey, this was actually a goods and services transaction. I'd like to open a case. And PayPal, sometimes, not all the time, will let them open a case. Then your account is flagged. If your account is flagged, they're gonna be watching you, and if they think you are doing more activity like that, they're gonna shut your account down. If your account's shut down, any money you had in the account is locked in there for 3 to 6 months. So, side note, always withdraw your money out of your account when you are doing any amount of sales, but especially if you've got a good chunk in there. But Scoob, I buy things all the time and I need money in my PayPal. No, you don't. You can have your bank and credit card linked to PayPal. If you are paying with goods and services like you should, then there is no fee to you to use your credit card. And you should be using your credit card because you can get cash back. That's just basic. And if you're concerned about your bank information and your credit card information being out there, dude, the Social Security Administration was hacked in your lifetime. It doesn't matter. Your information is out there. If someone has the skills to take it from PayPal, they're gonna get it from you whether you want them to or not. And also, we're dealing with cards. Some people are more high-end traders, but the vast majority don't have enough money to be targets of people with the skills and resources to steal money like that. So, little recap, goods and services every time. Unless you like really trust them, unless they really are your friends and family and you're like, you know what, if Brian runs away with my money, I couldn't have predicted that and whatever.
You know where I live.
I know where he lives too, so that helps. But yeah, so there are a couple other ways to do payment. If you do trust somebody, there's like Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, stuff like that. As of now, there's no protection with that for the buyer or the seller. So we highly recommend avoiding those entirely. All right, guys, next topic, references. So I personally have made reference posts, and for the most part, references actually don't do anything. They don't protect you against fraud because PayPal does not take references into account when they're deciding whether or not you got scammed. They take into account whether or not you use PayPal goods and services. So the thing is, I don't ask for references because I always pay with goods and services. And I am very experienced in looking at people's profiles and determining, is this person suspicious? We'll go more into that later. But for the sake of this video, as far as references go, a lot of people do ask for them. So it's not bad to make a page for yourself and make sure that you do it in a highly visible page that most of the people who trade in that game are on, and ask everyone who you do a deal with to drop you a +1. Whether you bought something small or sold them something, it's always good to have that to build it up, because some people are just ride or die by them. Whether or not they protect them or not, they just demand references, even if you're buying from them, which is crazy. But hey, build them up, but don't place too much importance on them. Since we are always using PayPal, it's important that we understand how it works and how some people might try to exploit their terms to pull the wool over your eyes. So whenever you sell something, you have to ship to the address listed on PayPal. Do not ask them for their address in Facebook Messenger unless you're just confirming that they are okay with you shipping to the PayPal address, because if you do not ship to that address listed on PayPal, you lose all seller protection. It doesn't matter what you did, even if you video recorded it and did it all perfectly, showed them requesting the other address, you lose. You must ship to the address specified on PayPal. Okay, another thing, let's say you bought something. If you need to return that item must be returned to the return address, again, on PayPal. They will let you know on PayPal what the correct return address is. If they try to get you to send somewhere else, it might be innocent. They might be just genuinely uninformed, or whatever reason they actually do need to send somewhere else. It doesn't matter. You lose every time if you don't send it to the correct address on PayPal. So just be mindful of that, and don't let people do that to you. And let people know if they ask you for your address after selling you something, be like, hey, this is it. But also be careful out there. Some people aren't as honest as us, and you can get messed up this way. Suspicious activity and suspicious accounts. So if you remember, I said that I don't ask for references, and that's because I have a lot of experience dealing with suspicious activity and suspicious accounts. So if something seems off, I just walk away. I don't burn bridges where saying, you're a scammer, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, because some people are genuinely new and I don't want to, just flame them into the ground. But, and maybe they will have more experience later and I can do some business with them. Initially, when you see someone who has no profile picture, an anime profile picture, we don't want to discriminate against people who have anime profile pictures, just kidding. If they do, it's already like, why aren't you showing your face? What's going on here? Also, if you see a post where they have the cards listed for like 50%, 40%, that's below buy list. Stores buy cards for set percentages off of, like, say, TCG Player low prices. And usually those prices are between like 50 and 65%. If they're selling for lower than that, why? You could just go to any local game store if you know what you're doing, right? Or you could sell the TCG Player buy list. Watch out for that. More often than not, you're just gonna get scammed. They're not gonna send XYZ, right? The chance of you losing your money entirely is very high, and the chance of you getting a really good deal is very low. You should just take the energy that you were gonna use to go address that post and find another deal that is reasonable. It's decent, right? This brings us into timestamps. Now, when you see someone post something on a group, sometimes they're not super experienced, or they don't have experience in a group that uses timestamps or demands them, but they do have high value cards. Now, when you do see people post high value cards in a group that demands timestamps, you'll get 5 people that hop right in. Timestamp, you don't have a timestamp, or get your post taken down. And they're like not admins, they're just people who are like, timestamp. Instead of doing that, when I see that, I message them right away. Boom, hey, what's up? What do you want for this card? If I think the deal might go through, I ask them to send me a condition video and a little timestamp in the messenger. If they won't do that, walk away. Again, don't flame anyone down, don't burn bridges, but walk away, because you have a much higher chance of getting scammed than you do of getting a good deal. Also, if they say, oh, I'm at work, I can't send a video, but other people are interested, again, let other people be interested. People who are scamming don't have the greatest ethics. They'll say anything, right? And if someone else does buy it, Boohoo. There are a million deals out there, I promise you. You just have to look. All right, so the way a PayPal protected trade works is I take my card that I have, and let's say Bri wants it, and Bri has a card I want. Now what we're gonna do is we are both going to, via PayPal Goods and Services, pay each other for the items, for the full amount of the value of the cards. After which, of course, we will ship with tracking so that PayPal protects us. And let's say I send mine out and then Bri doesn't send his out. So now I have Bri's money, he has my money and the cards. In this situation, I open up a PayPal case saying he did not send out, and PayPal's like, all right, here's your money. So now I've got the money, I essentially sold my card. I can take that money and go buy the card I want or what have you. But this is much safer than not using PayPal to protect the trade. At the mere cost of 3%, you can prevent yourself from losing hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Baloo, it's too late. I already sent out and it wasn't a protected trade. What can I do? Are my cards just gone? Not necessarily, but you do need to act quick. Unfortunately, it's too often that I see someone post on one of the groups that a few days ago, someone blocked them or stopped replying after they sent their half of the trade. As soon as that happens, someone's exhibiting extremely shady behavior, you need to move it to your post office safely and get from them Postal Intercept Form 1509. What that form does, it allows you to fill it out, pay $15. And the post office will then give it their best effort to pick your card out of the mail and send it back to you. I've saved hundreds from back when I was a little less experienced and I trusted somebody. But the return on that $15 was huge. So make sure to act quick and let your friends know about this. I don't care if you have them watch this whole video, but at the very least, make sure they know how to protect themselves in these kind of situations. It could be a big game changer. Say you bought something or you did a trade and you get one of these. Something empty, right? So what you do in that case is call PayPal. They're very responsive, they're very helpful. And one of their representatives will direct you on the best course of action for your situation at that time. I can give you a bunch of examples of things that have happened to me, but things change, policies change, call them. They are so helpful and they're always willing and very kind when they do help you out. Okay, so let's say you sent your card out. You know you sent it out, you sent it protected. Cool. If you didn't track it and they paid via Goods and Services, they can open a case, you lose the money, that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. PayPal doesn't care. You need to be able to accept that this is gonna happen some of the times, but most people are good people, so it's not very common, and keep at it, you know? Don't let something like that get you down. So if you sent with tracking, however, what you wanna make sure you do whenever you sell something of high value is go to the counter and ask them how much it would cost to insure it for that full amount. So once you have that, you can send it out. If they say it didn't arrive as described or it arrived cracked, if it was a graded card or what have you can rest easy at night. It's insured for the full amount. You just go to the post office, explain the situation, talk to PayPal, whatever you gotta do, and you'll be able to get your money back through that process. Alrighty friends, we hope you derive some value from this video, and we understand that whenever somebody puts out something that helps people to protect themselves from scammers, that then opens the door for some less ethical people to try to take advantage of that knowledge and use it to hurt people. However, if you utilize the principles that we laid out in this video, you should be much more safeguarded against this. If you have any suggestions for other topics that you'd like to see discussed or any questions, feel free to drop a comment or message us. We're extremely responsive and dedicated to providing help to everyone in the community. Hope you all have a great day.